So I don't do a whole lot of product reviews. It's just something that I don't really like doing. I prefer talking about training or just simply shooting guns. But I kind of want to run over this gun that I've been playing with the past few months, and I finally got kind of kitted out, and I'm just going to be running it today and kind of showing you some different things. This is a Zenith Z-5P that I have a little bit decked out. Originally, when I got this pistols, is considered a handgun for whatever reason. I didn't have a brace. It was just like so. I added a Picatinny adapter to the rear. I can't remember which company this is. I got this one, I think, off of HK Parts, and that allows me to then add any SIG style Picatinny brace or stock if this was an SBR, and then be able to run it that way. So I have a SB brace. This one was originally designed for the Rattler, but obviously it can just get attached. And then once I collapse this down, as you can see, it's nice and slim. So I really like that about this brace. Very sturdy as well. I have a B&T quad rail, something a little bit more, a little bit heavier duty. I had a M-Lock, a little mini M-Lock Midwest rail on here originally. I wanted something a little bit bigger for my hand to get on. Surefire, 1000 lumen Surefire M600 DF with on a thorn tail thingamajiggy, whatever, to push the light up so it's not, my hand isn't hitting the light. Pressure pads underneath right here. And then what I'm playing with, and this is my first day shooting with this, is the rugged Obsidian 9. I have this in the short configuration, so as you can see, it's the exact same length as the Surefire, and this will fit into a few different backpacks of mine, which is pretty cool. But a fun little compact gun. I'm not a real big fan of PCCs, unless it's something like this. You know, it's 16-inch PCC carbine. Doesn't make any sense unless you're shooting competition. If you're going to run a gun that big, you may as well have 5.56 for like home defense. But if you really want to go really small and have something smaller than a 300 Blackout or smaller than a regular AR-15 or M4, this is what you can go with, and this gets really small. And obviously, if I didn't have the suppressor or the light on here, I mean, look at this thing. This will fit in basically everything, and even in this configuration right here, it'll still fit in a lot of bags. So this is the kind of PCC that I like, something that's a little bit more practical for other things and not just competition shooting. I have an EOTech XPS2 on here. This is a single dot EOTech, which is pretty snazzy. And this also is an absolute co-witness, so it sits a little lower, which is nice. It's not sitting way up there, although I use those on MP5s as well. Originally, when I got into MP5s, it was because I wanted to build some proficiency on this platform, because when I work with different law enforcement, sometimes they still have MP5s in their inventory, and I just didn't have MP5s or law knowledge on them. So I talked to Zenith a while back. They sent me their full-size regular MP5, and then later I purchased this one, basically an MP5K, specifically for bag stuff and to suppress. So with that said, let's go shoot this. This is the one time you'll catch me with a single point sling, and I have it attached, which is actually really nice, to a GG&G QD adapter right here. I had a little bit of Picatinny, so I can attach this right here. So that's one way you can have a sling point on a setup like this. So just do some basic stuff. While I have a suppressor in the short configuration, this isn't going to be Hollywood quiet, but these are 147 grain subs. It's an N75. And 7.4 and 7.6. Let's do some reloads. Good, it's a 431. Made that up, 3 alpha, 3 alpha, 3 alpha, moving nice, 3 alpha, and 3 alpha. Nice. And that was in 1178. Not too bad. So this Zenith had their flat face trigger put in, which is a little bit lighter than the regular stock MP5 trigger. I could shoot the stock MP5 trigger pretty fast, but I'm just gonna do a build drill on this guy here in this vehicle, 6 rounds, and see what the splits are with their special aftermarket flat face. Let's do this. Stand by. All right, so that was 7 rounds, low ready in 1-3-3. First shot in 5-3, it's not too bad. MP5 safety's real slow. A 1-3 split, a 1-4 split, a 1-2 split, a 1-3 split, a 1-4 split, and a 1-4 split. So that's pretty good. Geisley trigger on one of my M4s, I'll do 11 or 12 or 13. So I have an MP5, which historically, generally speaking, these don't have very good triggers. But that's not bad, getting those kinds of split with this trigger. And it was all A-zone at this distance, 5 yards, so yeah. All A-zone, A-zone. Oh, a couple Charlies, but more or less A-zone. Good throttle control, and that was in 10 shots in 246 for shot in a 6.5. It's not too bad. The shots are good again. 253. Cool, cool. .232. 100 meters, let's see what this can do. Z-zone. Yeah, it'll play at 100. Now we'll try a plate rack, 10 yards, and see what happens. So it shot pretty well. This suppressor is held up nicely. Obviously, I'm still wearing Ear Pro. Some of you guys might think, why on earth are you shooting with a suppressor and wearing Ear Pro? Well, suppressors aren't Hollywood quiet. There's still some noise, and I'm trying to protect my hearing as much as I can because I shoot about 3 times a week, and I know I've already lost a little bit of hearing, particularly in my right ear, because when I'm shooting carbine, my Ear Pro gets pushed up sometimes, and then I don't have good ear protection on that side. So I already know I'm getting some hearing loss from all the shooting that I do. But I have this in the short configuration, so it's also louder. If I added the longer section, it'd be a little bit quieter. But I like keeping this nice and small. Obviously, you guys saw it fits in that Vertex bag just fine. So anyway, not really a product review, just running around and shooting it. But I've had no problems with this so far in terms of reliability and durability. But the thing to remember is when guys are doing reviews on YouTube and they're shooting like 500 rounds out of the gun, that's not a good review of the entire gun itself, all the durability, all the things going on with the weapon. For example, like a test in Tennessee is going to look very different than a test in Alaska or a test in the desert. That's why I don't necessarily trust a lot of the reviews on YouTube, because it's like they're doing it in their little sterile environment, just shooting 500 rounds, and then they go, greatest gun ever, it's awesome. And if everyone's doing positive reviews, we don't have a baseline of what's actually good and what actually sucks. So this isn't a A+ review saying this is an awesome gun, but hey, today it worked great. But who knows, maybe in 5,000 rounds it'll fail, or maybe this wouldn't work well in other environments. I don't know. So, but for me, this has run very well. I very much like it. I very much am happy with my purchase of this weapon. I'm going to be using it a lot more, and I really like how small it is. So yeah, I don't really review guns. I just shoot them. So 4 hits in quick succession. It's not bad.